Climbing gear is designed to keep you alive when everything goes wrong. But some climbers deliberately removed every safety net to make their stunts more impressive. Since social media exploded in 2010, over 140 climbers and urban athletes have died performing unprotected stunts for online content. Studies show that 85% of these deaths involve deliberately removing standard safety equipment. From an urban climber who dangled from a skyscraper doing pull-ups for cash prizes, his grip strength failing as his phone kept recording, to a rope-jumping pioneer whose weather-damaged rigging snapped mid-fall after being left exposed for weeks, to a Russian free soloist who treated deadly granite pillars like entertainment for the crowd watching below. But first, the rooftopper who discovered that 62 stories is too high to survive a grip failure. These weren't pushing boundaries. They were crossing the line between courage and stupidity, where the need for attention became more powerful than the instinct for survival. Wu Yongning wasn't just any thrill-seeker, he was China's most famous rooftopper. At 26, he had conquered over 300 skyscrapers without safety equipment. His death-defying stunts performed on China's tallest buildings earned him millions of followers. Every performance was a chance to earn money through viral content, with his girlfriend and mother depending on these earnings for medical bills and wedding expenses. In November 2017, Wu prepared for his final stunt at the Huayuan International Center. He chose this 62-story skyscraper in Changsha for a pull-up challenge worth $15,000, money for his upcoming wedding and his mother's medical treatment. His plan was simple yet perilous: dangle from the building's edge and perform pull-ups for the camera. Despite windy conditions making grip strength critical, Wu was confident. He positioned his phone to capture what he expected would be his greatest triumph. But then, showmanship met the limits of human strength. Wu lowered himself over the edge and began performing pull-ups while hanging from the concrete ledge. After several repetitions, his grip strength began to fail. His fingers started slipping on the smooth concrete. The footage shows his desperate struggle to pull himself back up, but it was too late. His grip gave out and he fell 45 feet to a lower terrace. Wu's phone captured his final moments, including the sound of impact. The footage went viral, but not as intended. His death sparked international debate about rooftoping culture and social media fame. When news spread through China's extreme sports community, many reconsidered their pursuits. Wu's legacy shifted from inspiring stunts to highlighting the tragic intersection of poverty and dangerous content creation. And this wasn't the only time a performer would push safety margins beyond the breaking point, because 6 years earlier, a legendary climber would turn falling into an art form until his canvas became his grave. Dan Osman wasn't just any adrenaline junkie, he was a free soloing legend who invented his own extreme sport. A master climber who conquered America's most challenging routes without ropes, Osman pioneered controlled free-falling, rigging rope systems to catch him after hundreds of feet of free fall. For him, the sensation of falling was more addictive than any drug. His flossing the sky performances drew crowds who came to witness him defy death. In November 1998, Osman returned to his rope jumping rig at Leaning Tower in Yosemite. He had successfully performed a 1,000-foot jump from this same setup previously. The difference was that the rigging had been left in place for weeks, exposed to rain, wind, and temperature changes. His rope system involved complex geometry designed to catch him after maximum freefall. Despite these variables, Osman was confident in his calculations. This jump was planned as the ultimate demonstration of controlled falling. But then came the jump that exposed the fatal flaw in leaving gear exposed to weather. Osman launched himself from the cliff face with his usual precision. The fall began as planned, with hundreds of feet of pure freefall. During the descent, his trajectory shifted slightly. One dynamic rope crossed over a static line in his rigging. The friction generated by his 100+ miles per hour fall created instant, catastrophic heat. The nylon fibers flash melted in milliseconds. Witnesses described hearing a sound like a gunshot as the rope snapped and Osman fell to his death. The climbing community was devastated. Osman's death highlighted the dangers of leaving rope systems exposed to weather degradation. The rope jumping subculture he created largely died with him. When news spread through Yosemite, climbers began obsessing over gear maintenance. Osman's death became the definitive example of how even masters can be killed by equipment failure. But unfortunately, the pursuit of social media content would claim another life, when a hiker's signature photo opportunity became her final mistake. Gigi Wu wasn't just any hiker. She was Taiwan's most famous bikini hiker. The 36-year-old mountaineer was known for summiting peaks and then changing into bikinis for photos, regardless of freezing temperatures. For Wu, the bikini photos weren't supplementary content. They were the entire point. Her Instagram account had transformed her into a celebrity within Taiwan's outdoor community. In January 2019, Wu attempted a solo traverse of the Batongguan Historic Trail in Yushan National Park. She chose this challenging multi-day route through Taiwan's highest mountains in winter. Weather forecasts showed deteriorating conditions with approaching storms. Yet Wu's gear selection prioritized photo opportunities over survival margins. Her itinerary included multiple planned bikini photo sessions at scenic viewpoints. But then came the fall that exposed the deadly cost of prioritizing photos over protection. Wu was navigating difficult terrain when she slipped and fell approximately 65 feet into a ravine. She survived the initial impact but suffered injuries that prevented movement. Her satellite phone allowed her to call for help, but severe weather prevented immediate rescue. Hypothermia began setting in as her minimal clothing provided virtually no protection. Her focus on lightweight gear for photos had left her without adequate survival equipment. She died of exposure while rescue teams fought through the storm to reach her. Taiwan's hiking community was shocked. Wu's death sparked debate about social media's influence on outdoor safety decisions. The stark contrast between her vibrant bikini photos and her hypothermia death became a powerful cautionary tale. Many influencers reconsidered their approach to adventure content. Wu's death became a symbol of how social media pressure can override basic safety instincts. And this pattern of deadly showmanship would continue in urban environments, when a stuntman would discover that some performances have no safety net. Pavel Kashirin wasn't just any free soloist. He was a master of the Russian stolby climbing culture. A skilled climber who had conquered dozens of granite pillars without ropes, Kashirin made difficult routes look effortless. What distinguished his climbing was that it was often performed before crowds who gathered to watch. For Kashirin, free soloing wasn't merely about personal achievement. It was equally about entertaining others. In 2006, Kashirin prepared to climb the Feathers route at Stolby Nature Sanctuary. He selected one of the most technically demanding routes, knowing spectators had gathered below. The route required precise technique and absolute focus to climb safely without ropes. The Stolby climbing culture encouraged casual attitudes toward dangerous climbing. Kashirin's plan was to demonstrate his mastery while entertaining the crowd, but then performing for others fatally compromised his focus on survival. Kashirin began climbing with his usual casual confidence. The crowd watched as he moved smoothly up the technical granite face. The casual attitude that entertained spectators also reduced his margin for error. Out of nowhere, his grip failed on a critical hold near the top. The performative atmosphere had led him to treat a death zone like a playground. He fell over 100 feet in front of the horrified crowd. The Russian climbing community was devastated. Kashirin's death exposed the deadly culture of performative free soloing at Stolby. His accident highlighted how entertaining crowds can compromise climbing focus. When news spread, many climbers reconsidered their approach to free soloing as performance. Kashirin's death became a cautionary tale about the difference between climbing for achievement and climbing as entertainment. If you've made it this far and you're fascinated by these deadly performances, please subscribe to my channel. It only takes 5 seconds and it would help me tremendously on my journey. Thank you. 5 different performers, 5 different stages, but one common script. They all chose spectacle over survival. Wu Yongning's skyscraper pull-ups for prize money, Dan Osman's rope jumping addiction, Gigi Wu's bikini photo obsession, Auka Fai's unicycle balancing act, and Pavel Kashirin's crowd-pleasing free solo performance. These weren't accidents. They were predictable outcomes when showing off became more important than staying alive. Each performer removed the safety margins that separate extreme sports from extreme stupidity, trading survival for spectacle. The most tragic part: every single death was completely avoidable. Wu could have used safety equipment, Osman could have maintained his rigging properly, Gigi could have prioritized survival gear over photo opportunities, Ao could have chosen a safer venue, and Pavel could have climbed for himself instead of his audience. But in the attention economy, views became more valuable than life itself. These 5 performers discovered that the price of viral fame can be measured in more than just clicks. Sometimes it costs everything. If you enjoyed this deep dive into climbing's deadliest stunts, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. See you in the next video.